The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome everyone on our webinar today, Digitize Your Practice for Tax Agents and Accountants. I can see a lot of people are still joining, so we'll just wait for a couple of minutes. All people can join and then we can move forward with our presentation. Before we continue, can someone from the audience please confirm if I'm audible? You can do so by typing yes in the question section. Thank you so much, Arvind. I can still see people are still joining, so we'll just wait for another minute and then we'll continue. I really appreciate your patience. Thank you so much. Once again, good afternoon and welcome everyone on our webinar today, How to Digitize Your Business with JustSign. So before I continue, I'd like to go through some housekeeping rules. If in any case you are unable to hear the audio of this webinar, you can always dial the number shown on the screen, put in the access code and the audio pin. I'll just wait for a couple of seconds on this screen so you can just note down the numbers that are in front of you. So in any case, if you are not able to hear the audio of this webinar, you can always dial in the number. The handouts for this presentation have already been attached. You can download them from the handout section of your panel. If you have any question regarding the presentation, please do not hesitate to ask. JB will answer all of the questions at the end of the webinar, and I'll highly recommend you people asking questions, so that's going to make a webinar more interactive. So now I'll give you a brief introduction about Jignesh. Jignesh is a business manager of JustSign. He has over 20 years of experience in business management, customer experience, and client relationship management with telecom, banking, real estate, and IT industries. Jignesh is currently managing the business operation of JustSign and helps you digitize your business practices and take it to the next level to beat your competition with a technology advantage. As a 100% Australian-owned product, JustSign enables businesses to get their legal document digitally signed by their clients faster, safer, and easier. Now, I'd like to welcome Jignesh. Hi, Jignesh. How are you going?
I'm good, Akif. How are you doing?
I am perfectly fine. It's so good to have you after a long break.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while that we have actually collaborated with our clients to share them with the updates on JustSign. So I think today is a good opportunity for me to kind of also share certain updates and at the same time also understand their expectations. So thank you very much for having me today here, Akif, and a warm welcome to every one of you who have joined all across Australia. It's been a wet week all throughout in Sydney, but I hope that it's not the same case across Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia, or Queensland. Today it's been a bit dry, but it is expected to rain, so I'm sure we're not going to have that pleasant and sunny weekends that we're used to so far. Okay, anyway, so coming back to our topic of the day today, it's about how to digitize your business, how to digitize your practice. Now, as accountants and financial planners, we deal a lot with our clients, in terms of a routine work that we keep doing for them. Now, there are a few things that, I am putting on screen here for all of us to retrospect and reflect upon. You know, these are certain challenges that we kind of face on a day-to-day business as we operate. Few things that we can answer ourselves is like, do we waste a lot of time in avoidable routine paperwork? Um, these are routine paperworks like sending invoices to clients, engagement letters to customers. When we set up business structures for them to get those legal documents signed from the clients back and forth. These are all routine, paperwork that we keep doing with customers. Second is, do we waste time in manually verifying our client's identity? Now, I'm sure all of us as accountants are aware that when we onboard any new client, as per the Tax Practitioners Board's requirement and the guidelines which are set out by TPB in line with the ATO, it is expected that any new customer that we get on board, we are also conducting their ID verification. And we are only after that we are allowed to engage with the customer and get their identity, get their tax returns filed. Now, this particular initiative has been taken to ensure that there are no fraudulent activities which are conducted by people who claim to be, the wrong ID person and then get the refund of the tax returns filed into their account fraudulently. Now, to avoid that, tax agents and accountants play a crucial role to ensure that they verify the client's identity. Now, one of the simplest ways that people follow to do client ID verification is by asking the customer to send the photocopy of their driver's license or passport, which in a way is an acceptable routine or particular method of doing a verification, but it is also expected that you do an ID check with an idmatch.gov.au website to ensure that the details provided is actually correct, because anybody can fidget with the photocopy and send it to you, which may not be a foolproof way of verifying a client's identity. Now, that is one of the challenges we normally face as accountants. Besides that, the other question that lingers in our mind is, do we waste time in sending documents to our clients for signing? As I said, we generate a lot of documents for our customers, for tax returns, for setting up business structures, and we want to get them signed from clients back and forth. One of the simplest ways that people follow is to send them an email. The clients can then take a printout, sign it, scan it, send it back to us, and then we manually save it. This usually wastes a lot of time for you and your staff members. And at the end, of course, because of these all back and forth paper formalities that keep happening, it ends up piling up on your desk, and all we can see is a heap of papers lying around, making it very, very difficult and time consuming for us to manage our workstation. Now, if the answer to any one of these questions is yes, then congratulations, you are in the right webinar, listening to the right person at the right time. So let's move on. Considering the real life scenario of a typical tax agent's practice, one of the most common scenario is that, as far as the tax office structure is concerned, is there is a principal tax agent. The tax agent, they usually have a tax preparer or an associate or an assistant accountant who usually assists the principal tax agent to file, to prepare the tax reports and the returns for their clients. And the tax agent is also assisted by an admin person who usually is responsible for not only the admin tasks, but also maintaining repository of all the documents which are being signed by clients, maintaining their records, ensuring they're in the right folders, and always available at the time when the tax agent or the client requires any information. And at the same time, they also assist the tax agent to lodge the tax returns of their clients directly with the ATO. Now, in this particular scenario, it so happens is that in today's digitally connected world, and ever after the COVID has happened, now more and more businesses have adopted the hybrid and remote way of working. So typically what happens is, like in a remote or a hybrid function of business, a tax agent is particularly working from their own premises. Their associates and staff members are also working remotely from their own residences. And of course, the client who is engaging with the tax agent and the associate of the tax agent, he is also working remotely. Now, in this scenario, it is quite important for accountants like us to adopt a particular methodology or adopt a particular system that enables us to collaborate with all the members within the organization, and at the same time also to people and clients which are outside the organization. And one thing that really binds all of them is to have a digital services that can ensure that the tax agent can conduct various activities related to the client in compliance to the law, by doing the client ID verification and collaborating with the internal staff member through a particularly systemized, a systematic digital system that allows them to manage everything properly. And in that, so they need to also collaborate with the internal team members and ensure that the activities that a tax agent, a principal agent, or a boss wants to delegate to its staff members are delegated systematically. They're organized in the right folders, and at the same time, they have the access to monitor their day-to-day activities and tasks which are completed. And this all can be, needs to be done remotely. Now, how to go about doing that is a particular challenge that we all face in our day-to-day routine tasks. So, few of the things that we've already spoken is that how will the client sign the documents remotely while the tax agent is working separately remotely and the staff members are not along with the tax agent in the same office? How will the authentication of a client identity happen if as per the Tax Practitioners Board guidelines that we just recently spoke about, in that scenario where people are working remotely? And in that entire gamut of things, how will the process then work is eventually the question that lingers in our mind as a challenge, where a client, tax agent, tax preparer, and the income tax lodger, all of them are working from different locations. And at the end, of course, one of the biggest challenges that with all these things, how do I ensure that I am maintaining my obligation as a tax agent and still complying with the law and able to do my task efficiently? So the remedy is to, as I said, digitize our business, digitize our practice in such a way that we not only future-proof our business for ourselves, but at the same time, we also get the value of money. One of the key things that is currently happening as an activity in our offices is filing tax returns for our customers. And one of the key part is to get this done digitally. Now, what we will look forward in today's webinar is how I can get into all these gamut of things by getting digital signature along with client ID verification, and also templatize the routine documents that I use in my business all at once, rather than doing them individually as separate activities and wasting so many man hours, particularly my staff's man hours, which I'm paying money for, and then get this done routinely from the system and make their jobs more effective and productive for my business. And at the same time, we'll also see how we can authenticate our client's identification through our document verification service, which is already integrated into our JustSign platform, and also be able to do a tax file returns online. And all these things while doing is one thing that we need to check is it safe, fast, and simple? And when it talks about being digital, it is completely safe, it is fast, and it's absolutely simple. So in a real life scenario, in today's case, what we will see is a situation where we have Mary, who is a principal tax agent. Her job is to approve the lodgements and sign the income tax return. To support and assist Mary, we will have Alex, who is Mary's staff member. He is also, a tax assistant tax agent or an assistant accountant. His job is predominantly to prepare the financial statements and income tax return for the client, coordinate between the client and the tax agent to ensure that all the information is binded together properly into the tax return document, and get it signed from the client as well as from Mary, who is his boss, so that the document can be signed out. And it is Alex's responsibility to also send out the signed document or the signed tax return document to Scott, who is also working remotely as an admin staff, reporting into Mary. And at the same time, Alex needs to send those documents to Scott, who will only receive the document, who will not have any other role to play in the signature signing process of the document of the or preparation of the tax returns. But Scott will just typically receive a copy at the end of the entire activity, and his job would be to just go ahead and lodge the income tax returns for the client and maintain that document into the repository system. And in doing so, John, who is the client, John's responsibility is just to kind of review the document which is prepared by Alex and confer to the document by just digitally signing it. And at the same time, of course, pay for the invoice that the tax agent will send out. And all these things will happen in the same process without, I told these things as different activities, but we will see how all these things can happen just at one go without wasting so much of time and efforts from you and your staff members. So what we'll do is, without much ado, I will take you quickly on to JustSign website, and we will have a quick live demo. I would request Akif if you could volunteer as John, who would be my client, and if you could just volunteer along with me to sign the document, if you can.
Sure, I'll be happy to do it.
Sure, thank you so much. And let's begin with our demo. I'd just like to first take you through the homepage of justsign.com.au for attendees today who are not the users of JustSign. I would welcome you to browse our website, look at all the features that JustSign digital platform provides in terms of it being a 5th generation digital tool, the benefits that you can derive by having unlimited digital signatures sent out to your clients, verify their identity, and at the same time make sure that you can also get a double verification of a document done by sending an OTP on their mobile phone before they can access the document. We will do it with you, Akif. I will probably send you a document to sign with an OTP on your mobile, so you can test that out today as well. I have already discussed about the biometric identity verification, which you can conduct while sending a document to your client for signing. And of course, at the same time, use our legal forms and templatize your business to ensure all the routine documents that you require to send to your customers are templatized into your software, so you don't have to kind of make it every time you want to send the documents to your clients for signing, because it's really, really painful to kind of remake the same document over and over again. And that's what makes our jobs as accountants so mundane and saturated, because we keep seeing and doing the same task over and over again like a machine. So it's better that let the system do it for us so that we can spend our productive time in doing something else to enhance our business. As we speak, we already have about 300 templates in our software today, which you can make use of. And some other features, it's 100%, as Akif said while introducing me, that JustSign is 100% Australian-made product. So the security of having all your documents saved into the Australian server is of paramount importance for all of us, because we want our clients' information and data to be hosted and stored in Australian data centers. So that's what we have here in our software offering. Unlike other digital signature softwares where the data centers are located outside Australia, and we really don't know what's happening with the data. But anyways, we will not dwell too much into that part in today's webinar. So let's quickly log in. I will first log into the main account of Mary. Let's say Mary is, as we said, Mary is a tax agent, and as she logs in the document manager, Mary has various options. Like on the left side of the screen, she has all the access to all the pre-made legal form templates, which are categorized into various industries from accounting and taxation, SMSF audit, employment and HR, agreement, healthcare, marketing, corporations law, so on and so forth. These all templates can be used if you have a corporate account. Now, Mary is using a corporate subscription for JustSign, and under that subscription, Mary can add staff members under her account. So she's already added Alex, who is a tax preparer, and Scott, who is basically as a lodger. Now, if Mary wants to assign any specific task as that she wishes to assign to any of her team members, she can just simply drag from her inbox. She can just simply drag and drop any particular file into the staff members folder. So if I, let's say, want to just put this combined minutes, and I want to put that into Scott's account, Mary can just simply click that document and drag it straight into Scott's inbox. Now, if she checks here in the Scott's inbox, the document is already gone and sitting here. So she can review what is happening, what tasks are being conducted by each of her staff members in terms of how many documents, how many tasks are assigned in their inbox, how many tasks from the inbox have they converted into work in progress, how many documents out of them has been sent out to the clients and they are waiting for them to be signed, they are appearing in progress, and how many of their tasks have been completed. So this gives a very holistic view of monitoring the staff members' activities on a day-to-day basis, despite of working remotely. It can very effectively allow the principal tax agent to monitor each and every task of the staff member by dragging and dropping tasks into their respective team members' bucket. So just to say, JustSign is just not a tool to get your documents signed digitally. It's an effective tool to also manage your overall task assignments to your staff members, and at the same time, manage their monitoring of their activities as well. So I will now, assuming that she has already assigned a task to Alex to prepare the tax returns, I will log out from Mary's account. Now I will move into Alex's account. Now in Alex's account, as we log in, you can see that he's already having around 20 20 tasks to be completed. One of the tasks is to send a tax return document to John for signing. Now he has already prepared the entire document of tax return documents, and the accounting is already done through Xero. If he has not done that, you can also add a document directly from Xero by integrating through a Xero Practice Manager or BGL by going to add documents, and you can click on Xero and also integrate your account with Xero or BGL or Box or Dropbox. These are all tools which are already integrated right now with JustSign. So suppose if you already have an account with Xero and your documents are sitting there, you want to upload them, just click on Xero and it will allow you to integrate your entire system. My account is already integrated. I don't have any document as of now to show you, but if there is a document sitting in my Xero dashboard, I can easily pick it up from here, and I can add it to my JustSign account. And the same as well for BGL. The best way to do my integration is to go to my details. In my details, I have an integration button out here. When I click here, I have all the options to get my accounts integrated. As you can see, Xero is already integrated. It gives me an option to disconnect. So whenever I log in, I don't need to actually log in into my Xero account. If I log into my JustSign account, I'm already logged into Xero and I'm already logged into my Outlook. So that means that I can extrapolate documents, either import it or export it from Xero or from my Outlook account. Now, as I see in the inbox, this particular document is already there. I have added it from Xero. Now I'm ready to send it out to my clients for signing. So what I'm going to do is just click on just me and others, or just others. These are three options that I have as a sender to select upon. Just me is only if there's a document that I need to sign. Just me and others are the documents that I want to sign along with the other members or my clients. And just others is where I'm not going to sign the document. I want others only to sign the document. So in this case, Alex is just a sender. He wants Mary, the principal tax agent, to sign the document as a tax agent, and John to sign the document as a client. And he wants Scott to receive the document after it is signed. So where Scott is not going to sign the document. So let's click on just others for now. Out here, Alex sees the list of signers that he wants to add. So the first person he's going to add is his boss, Mary. He will also add Scott, who is his teammate, and he will add John. Now in John's case, I will maybe let's have Akif. I will add Akif as a client. Now, if I don't have an existing signers out here, I can very simply click on add new signer, and I can add the details of the particular person who's receiving the document, and just click on add. That person will automatically get added onto the selected list of signers who will sign the document. Now in this scenario, I've already added all my signers. Now, as I said, Scott is only going to receive the document after it's being signed. So I can click here to assign what I'm going to action upon for Scott. So Scott will not sign the document, he will only receive a copy. So as I click on this option, it changes the color coding of Scott. The document is already added out here. I'm happy to prepare the document now. So I will click on proceed to prepare the document. Now, because this document has already been extrapolated from Xero, all the information has already been updated out here. Here I have all my list of signers. I have Mary, who is going to sign the document as a tax agent. Akif will volunteer to sign as John. And Scott's name doesn't appear here because I have assigned Scott only to receive a copy. It also shows which document I'm signing. If there are multiple documents, then all those documents will appear in this drop down out here. So let's add John first. So I will select John here, go down to the fields which I want to drop onto the document. So out here I can see John. I'm just simply dragging and dropping his signature here and the date. And in the document, if I have any other place that John has to sign, I can simply just scroll down and see where John can sign. Here I can see that John's signature also appears over here, and the date. Now I am done with John. Now all I need is to also add Mary's signature. So in Mary's case, I will select Mary over here, and then I will drag and drop Mary's signature field. Now every signer will appear with different color just to help me understand that I have clearly demarcated my signers with their colors. And the date box, so that there's no confusion actually. And then where else will Mary sign on the document? Okay, I can see here again. So Mary can sign here. And the position held, maybe I want Mary to write something so I can drag and drop the signer's comment box over here. And I am happy to send this document now. So I will click on the top right corner, send email, or I can also click here, send email. So let's click and send the document. Oh, looks like I have made some error. All right, let's try this document once again.
JB, you haven't wrote anything inside the send comment box.
Maybe, yep, my bad. Let me just add it again. So I'll just select Mary, Scott, and Akif. Scott will just receive a copy. I will just drag and drop the document from my system. And then again, I will have Akif to sign. And let's not put the date for the paucity of time. And Akif will also sign on the last page in place of, say, this. And for Mary, we will just have Mary's signature, the date box. And Mary's signature. Okay, I'm happy to send. So let's say send. All right. So I think, yeah, Akif, I believe you were right. I didn't write the comment, so maybe it was not allowing me. But now I have come to the last part of sending the document. This is very important for me to understand how I can club a lot of things at the same time. Now, firstly, I want this document to be signed in a particular order. I want Akif as a client to sign it first, and then only the signature should go to Mary. The document should go to Mary for signature. So what I have as an option here is priority signing. So I can enable the priority signing and simply drag the client's table first. Now in Akif's case, I will have an option to either do an email sign, mobile sign, or a face-to-face sign. Now there are scenarios when client is actually sitting in the office with me and I want the client to sign the tax returns digitally. And at the same time, Mary can also sign it digitally. So in this case, I can do a face-to-face signing where the client will actually sign on my computer and the client will receive an OTP and verification details to sign the document. So in this case, we won't do a face-to-face signing. Let's just do a sign through email. What I will also enable is the verifying this with the signer with OTP. In this case, when I turn this on, then Akif will receive a message on his mobile phone, besides also receiving an email. So that'll be like a double level of authentication that'll happen. And where I'm talking about the TPB's guideline of doing a client ID verification, I have an option to drag and drop the biometric ID verification out here. So all I can do is just drag and drop this biometric ID verification and enable it in Akif's account. So when Akif receives the document to sign, Akif will have to first verify his identity before he gets the access to sign the document. Now, this is a bit of a lengthy process internally for Akif on this over this call. So I will not enable this, but I'm just letting all the audience know that you can get the biometric ID verification done. And if you would want to know about this particular feature, then we can get on an individual demo separately, and I can explain how you can get the biometric ID verification done separately with your, not separately, together with your client in a separate webinar or a demo that we can conduct for you. But just to simplistically understand, you can drag and drop biometric ID verification and enable it into your signing process. So you don't have to kind of do these tasks separately and waste your time. All right. And besides that, I also want Akif, let's say, to receive an invoice because I want Akif to make a payment after the job is completed. So I will just click here and maybe my invoice is already prepared, in my system. So I will just use the invoice to be sent out to Akif. So let's say, for example, I'll just select one of the invoices here. So this document doesn't need to be signed. It just goes to Akif as a note that this invoice needs to be paid out. So this again adds up to, my additional work, which I would have done separately had I not been using JustSign. I would have prepared my documents separately. I would have done the client ID verification separately. I would have done the job on Xero separately, and then I would have made invoice separately. So all these things are individual tasks which I am doing separately to accomplish all these activities into one task through JustSign. All right, and I'm now happy to send the documents. So as I see that everything is now set out, and I don't want Mary to do any kind of OTP verification, so I'm happy with all these things, and I'm now good to send the document. So I click on send, and because I'm on a corporate plan, it allows me to send up to 750 envelopes. Each envelope has about 10 documents that you can add into. So I can send up to 750 envelopes in a month. And this 750 envelopes counter keeps refreshing every month of my subscription on my monthly anniversary. So if I have an annual subscription, every month my counter starts with 750. If I've used, let's say, 500 documents in a month, on my monthly anniversary, my counter resets to 750 again. So that gives me ample amount of documents to be sent out to clients. Unlike other digital signatures, platforms where you send one document at a cost of some $1.20, this is like dirt cheap, and it gives you much more features than any other platforms that you can desire. So I'm really loving using this particular platform. All right, so I just click on proceed, and that's about it. And this email now goes out to Akif, and it also goes and sits into my in progress. Now, the moment it goes into my in progress, my boss, Mary, can come to know that now I have completed this task of sending a document to Akif, and I can view the progress of the document signing process internally as a doer. So all I need to do is click on the status button. So when I click, it shows me that it is currently pending. So Akif is yet to sign, Mary is yet to sign. Now Mary won't sign until Akif signs as a client, because I have put a priority signing. So Akif, may I request you to take control of the screen and share your screen with all the audience?
Sure,
And
I'll do it.
check if you've received an email. I
Yep.
believe you would have received an email by now.
Yep. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can very much see the screen. And as we see now, Akif as a signer has received an invitation that Alex, tax preparer from JustSign, has invited you to sign. And it also shows the signature of Alex with his photo, because in his profile, Alex has also uploaded his photograph. So it's the best way to kind of do your business branding, as well as your profile branding to your clients as well, which is very important in our line of business. So Akif just reads the email and he's happy to sign, accept the process. So he clicks on accept. Now the first thing that pops in is to enter the OTP. Akif, I believe you would have received an OTP on your mobile. Fantastic. So the client enters the OTP and clicks on verify, then only the document actually shows up. Now, if I would have enabled a biometric ID verification, then before this document is displayed on the screen of Akif, he would have been advised to first finish the biometric ID verification by uploading his photograph along with the photocopy of his driver's license or passport or Medicare, and at the same time do his selfie upload as well, so that it can do a match of a selfie as well as the ID, the photo ID which he has uploaded. And only once that passes through will he get the access to view this document. So now Akif sees the document, scrolls down, checks all the details of the tax return in that is prepared by Alex, and he's happy with the information and clicks on OK to proceed. And once he clicks on OK to proceed, as a client, he has an option. If he wants, he can upload his signature to, from his computer, or he can select by default fonts that JustSign provides him to sign. He can select any of the fonts that he wishes to, or he can simply draw the signature on the signature panel, which is provided. And if he is happy with the drawn signature or select signature or whatever, he can proceed with that. In this case, let's just select the font and click the ready to sign button, which will give the authority and the confirmation that the client agrees that his electronic signature will be a legally equivalent or of his wet signature for signing this document digitally. Once he's selected that, he clicks on ready to sign, and he will be simply guided to click next onto the document. So all Akif needs to do is just follow the system prompts. The next prompt is to click here to sign, and click wherever else. It will just automatically guide the client to sign on the next section. And once everything is done, the last thing he needs to do is click on finish. Now it is as simple as you could see on screen. Now client's job is done. Akif has already signed the document. So I think now the email would go to Mary to sign the document. Now, if I could take the access to share my screen. All right, so let me show my screen. Is my screen visible, Akif?
Yep, it is.
All right, so this is now the boss's inbox. Mary has already received an invitation to sign the document. So Mary clicks here and she checks the information and accepts the document to be signed. Oh, sorry, not this one. This one, which I have got right now, this is the one that needs to be signed. Clicks on accept. And she can also check if the details entered by Alex while preparing the tax return is correct or not, and then say OK to proceed. Select her signature, ready to sign. She will follow the same actions that were followed by the client. Say next, and then say click here to sign, and then again click here to sign, and then click on finish. Now, as you see that this information that has gone from the client to the boss for signing is all completed in one step itself. And as we move into Alex's account, this particular document which was signed has now gone into completed document with the date signed. Now in all these, once all these gamut of things is completed, Scott, who is supposed to receive the document to sign, Alex doesn't need to do anything now since he had already nominated Scott to receive the copy. Now, once this document is signed, if you see here, one email will go to Mary that the document has been signed, and in this document, the signed information of the client and Mary already appears into the document. So the signed document is attached along with a completion certificate. Now, as you see the completion certificate, it gives the complete document ID. This document ID is basically non-editable. Along with this, it also talks about the detailed audit trail of what has transpired into the signing process of this entire document. Like the document has been uploaded by tax preparer, then Akif has been emailed a copy, Akif has opened the document, Akif has viewed the document, OTP was sent to Akif, and then on his mobile number that is mentioned out here, Akif enters the OTP, and then OTP was accepted, and then so on and so forth. So each and every trail of activity has been documented into this completion certificate that shows the legitimacy of and the authenticity of this particular signing process. Now, once this is done, again, I believe, Akif, you would have also received a similar document since you have signed it. Could you confirm if you've received it?
Yep, I've got it. I've got one extra document that you have sent as an attachment as well.
That's an invoice. Would you be able to share your screen as well and show that document?
Sure, I'll do it.
Fantastic. So as you see, this invoice has already gone to Akif. Now Akif knows that this amount needs to be paid, and again, the entire activity happens in a seamless way. So you don't really need to kind of do all these tasks separately. So Akif now knows that $700 need to be paid, and then the job will be done from his side. All right, Akif, can I get the access back of the screen?
Yep.
Thank you very much. All right, could you confirm if my screen is visible?
Yep, it is.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, once the document is signed, as we know that the last job is to get this particular tax lodged. So Scott, who is so far sitting silently, now becomes active, and Scott would receive a particular document by default in his inbox. So now I am logged into Scott's account, and if you can see, Scott has received an email. The same signed document is now sent to Scott as well. So this clearly indicates that the job of signing the document is completed, and Scott now knows that this particular tax return needs to be lodged with the ATO. And all he does is goes to the ATO portal, logs in with the credentials like you normally do, and lodge the tax return of the client. Now all this activity happens, seamlessly through one particular protocol being used of just having JustSign, portal being used for managing all the entire tax return under one roof. So that's the benefit that that an accountant can derive out of this particular portal. Now, there are various other features that I was talking about in terms of templatizing. So just let's have a quick look at it. Now, if there are some documents that you would really need to kind of make routinely, you can either create your own legal template here by clicking make a legal form. You can just upload the document from your system or from your Dropbox or from Xero, or you can just upload any document from your system over here, and you can create a template out of it. This will be your own template. So suppose if you're sending routine invoices to your clients or engagement letters to your clients, you can just create one template and you can upload it into your template box in your account. So every time you just want to send a template, an engagement letter to your customer, you can just go here, go to your legal forms, just click that, click on just others and send it out to your client for signing. It saves a heap of time. Besides that, there are, as I said, we have a library of legal forms. As we speak, there are already 246 legal forms across different industries that are already sitting out here at your disposal, which you can use unlimited. So there's no restriction of using these pre-made legal forms. If you have a corporate subscription, you can utilize the legal form, the pre-made legal forms library as much as you want. So as I said, there are various categories of industries that we have bifurcated. So suppose if I select accounting and taxation, in that parlance, I have bookkeeping service agreement, final notice, dues, invoice, letter of demand, so on and so forth. Various documents are already there for agreement related, blockers agreement, advisory board. There are a lot of documents which are already sitting out here, which you can make use of. Sometimes your clients actually, call you up to ask, can I have such kind of agreement? Can you prepare this document for me? So as a value-added service, you can also use our templates and provide these documents to your clients for signing. And of course, if you need that, all you need to do is just have our corporate subscription. And let's say you want a client to sign the application of shares. So all you need to do is just select application of shares, select on just others, and just select your client. Your client will, just kind of come here, update the details which you already know, and then you're ready to just send the information to your client. This signer will automatically get added into the template, so you don't waste time into updating your templates. So all you have to do is just fill in the information or get your client to fill in the information if they need be, and they can just sign this particular application for shares for you or any document that you want them to sign. So these templates are already sitting in our system for you to make use of as many times as you wish to. So this is all I have in my demonstration. I will once again go back to our live demo. Now for all the clients all the attendees who are available today, if you wish to subscribe for any of our plans, if you don't have JustSign subscription, please don't hesitate to hop on to our website, go through all the features that we are offering on JustSign platform. if you're happy to get on board with us and you still need some, some more information, please don't hesitate to book a live demo on our website. It's pretty simple. You can just go to JustSign's website. On outside page, you can just click on book a demo, and it will take you into a booking page. Enter your information, select your desired time whenever you wish to have a demo, and select the time slot, and just put your information, and our team you will automatically receive an calendar invite to join a demo, and my colleague or myself will be happy to take you on a quick demo to help you understand the features that you wish to kind of deep dive more into, and also assist you in getting onboarded with JustSign. Now, some of the key pricing features, I wouldn't take much of your time, but just to share, we have individual as well as corporate plans for our clients, or you can also have a pay-as-you-go plan. In pay-as-you-go, you can select up to 50 or 100 documents at a very nominal cost. And I guarantee you our prices are far cheaper than the other service providers in the market. So you can be assured that you are not only getting the best product in the country, but at the best price as well. So as I said, individual and the corporate plans, the most popular plans are the expert in individual and enterprise in the corporate plans. I would recommend you to go through our pricing page on the website. It gives the information and all the features that you can exploit and make use of as far as your customized requirements are concerned. And besides, if you want, you can also have JustSign corporate subscription absolutely free of cost. Now, this is actually a big loot, because if you're wondering, why should I pay $770 or $990 for corporate subscription for a 1 year? You actually don't need to pay that. If you are an accountant and you're using our trustdeed.com.au platform for buying legal documents, all you can do is buy our trust deed vouchers. These vouchers never expire. You can buy these vouchers at a cost of $3,000 for 25 documents or $9,000 for 100 documents. The more you buy, the lesser you pay. And that allows you, as a part of our package inclusion, a free corporate subscription of JustSign digital platform. So that will give you a 1 year full subscription absolutely free of cost. So that allows you to send documents as you please. So don't hesitate to go on to TrustDeed's website to check the voucher package and make use of it. So at the same time, you can enjoy JustSign absolutely free of cost. And the best part is when our platform is integrated with TrustDeed as well. So suppose if you're buying a document on TrustDeed, and at the document delivery page, all the minutes, consent, and the trust deed or the constitution documents that you buy from us can be directly sent to your clients for digital signing, absolutely free of cost from there and there itself. So that'll again further save a heap of your time. And of course, as we all know, every time saved is money saved. So that's about it in my demo today. As I see, we are already nearing to the end of the call. Akif, is there any question that we have today?
Yep, JB, we have got some questions. This is from Philip.
Yep.
Shall I address it to you?
Yep. Sure, please.
The question is, just wondering, will you be covering digital verification procedure that can be over internet?
Yes, of course we will. As I said in this webinar, it's because of the paucity of time, we can't really share the digital verification of client ID, but we'd be very happy to book a demo with you. I believe we have your email address, and my staff member will get in touch with you to explain how the biometric ID verification can be conducted. It's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes on time. And because biometric ID verification also involves doing individual ID verification, so it was not safe enough for me to display it on the screen. So if you're interested, we can definitely do a personal one-on-one demo and explain you how it works.
Thank you so much, JB. There is another question from Philip. Whilst you demo, I have client sign and sent off text to ATO for assessment. There was no need for me to sign. I didn't actually understand the question.
Could you repeat the question, please?
It's whilst you demo, I have client sign and sent off text to ATO for assessment. There was no need for me to sign.
Yes, there is no need for you to sign, but in scenarios where we are doing a non-software based tax returns, uh, there are certain times when you have to send a physical note or just a digital copy that you have assessed the document. You can sign as an accountant. Otherwise, it's not mandatory. Your client can just upload the document for verification for getting your tax returns filed.
There is another question. How do we put our own message on the email to send to the client?
You have an option to edit the information which was appearing on the right side of the step number 3, the last step. There you can put your customized note. I missed showing that, but of course we'd be very happy to show that to you while we do a personal demo. So if you could pass on that information to me, I will definitely show you in the demo how you can put your customized text or even create your own personal template to send it out to your clients.
Thank you so much, JV. I don't see any more questions popping up, so that it gets us to the end of this webinar. So thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you so much, Akif. Yes, and thank you everyone. Thanks for joining today's webinar. And yes, Akif, all good. We can end the webinar.
Thank you so much, JB, specifically for taking out time and explaining the features of JustSign, and thanks to all of you for joining. So if you have any question, you can see the details on your screen. You can always email any question that you have, and we'll be happy to answer. So now I will be ending the webinar. I hope to see you all on our next upcoming webinars. Thank you so much for joining.